Good morning, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, January 2nd, 2015, around 7:09 in the morning in Billerica, Massachusetts. The sun's going to be coming up, and it's not as cold as yesterday. This morning, it's about 29 degrees. We're going to be in the mid-30s today. Seasonable. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy, and the snow starts between 4 and 7 p.m. Could be 1 to 3 inches around the Billerica area, then change to freezing rain, and then Sunday morning when you get up, it will be all rain, all washed away, and highs shooting up to the 50s. Some news to report: in the Rose Bowl, the Oregon Ducks blew out the Florida State Seminoles by the score of 59-20, and in the Sugar Bowl, the Ohio State Buckeyes upset the Alabama Crimson Tide by the score of 42-35, meaning the first ever national championship college football playoff game will be the Ohio State Buckeyes against the Oregon Ducks, and the game's going to be on ESPN on the 12th of January. And also, 20 years ago today was the big affiliation switch in Boston. WBZ Channel 4 switched from NBC, which they were a part of the NBC network since they signed on the air in 1948, to become a CBS affiliate. WBZ eventually got bought by CBS in 1999, and WHDH Channel 7 Boston went from a CBS affiliate since 1972 to currently an NBC affiliate. Can't believe it's been 20 years ago today since that thing happened. And that's about it on that. My next subjects, my continuation series on everything and anything. I've now reached the top 10 players in Milwaukee Brewers history. The Milwaukee Brewers had a great history. They had some great home run hitters, especially in 1982. They were called Harvey's Wallbangers because Harvey Kuhn managed them to the World Series, which they lost to the St. Louis Cardinals. The Milwaukee Brewers used to be owned by outgoing MLB Commissioner Bud Selig, and they have a famous announcer, Bob Uecker, who calls the games on the radio. Here are the top 10 greatest Brewers players of all time. Number 10 on the all-time list is designated hitter Gorman Thomas. He played for the Brewers in the 70s and 80s, .230 career average, 208 home runs, 605 RBIs, and 815 hits. He led the American League in home runs in 1979 with 45. He comes in at number 10. Number 9 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, Jeremy Burnitz. Jeremy was an outfielder for the Brewers for many years. .258 career average, 165 home runs, 525 RBIs, and 714 hits. He comes in at number 9. Number 8 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, Jeff Jenkins, outfielder. He played for the Brewers for 10 seasons. .277 career average, 212 home runs, 704 RBIs, and 1,221 hits. He comes in at number 8. Number 7 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, Ben Ogilvie. .277 career average, 176 home runs, 685 RBIs, and 1,144 hits. He led the American League in home runs in 1980. He was once part of the Red Sox for a few years. Number 6 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, first baseman Cecil Cooper. Cecil had a 12-year career with the Brewers. .302 career average, 201 home runs, 944 RBIs, and 1,815 hits. He played for the Red Sox for 5 years before getting traded to the Milwaukee. Number 5 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, first baseman Prince Fielder. Prince played for the Brewers for 7 seasons, .282 career average, 230 home runs, 865 RBIs, and 996 hits. He hit 50 home runs in 2007. He was a runner-up in the MVP one year, runner-up in National League Rookie of the Year another year. He comes in at number 5. Number 4 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, second baseman Jim Gantner, also known as Gumby. Jim played for the Brewers for 16 seasons, .274 career average, 47 home runs, 568 RBIs, and 1,696 hits. He comes in at number 4. Number 3 on the all-time list of greatest Milwaukee Brewers players of all time, outfielder Ryan Braun, also known as Lance Armstrong of baseball because he lied about performance-enhancing drugs, saying he never did it, but eventually he admitted he did it. Ryan has a career average of 306, 230 home runs, 762 RBIs, and 1,279 hits. He's the star Milwaukee Brewers player, 2007 National League Rookie of the Year, 2007 National League Most Valuable Player, 2012 home run champion in the National League with 41 home runs. But Ryan Braun's credibility is shot, and he's not going to make the Hall of Fame because he lied, because he said he didn't do performance-enhancing drugs at first, but eventually he admitted he did it. Number 2 on the all-time list of greatest Brewers players of all time, Paul Molitor, third baseman, outfielder, designated hitter, 303 career average, 160 home runs, 790 RBIs, 2,281 hits. He had a 39-game hitting streak with the Brewers in 1987, and his number 4 is retired by the Brewers, and he's a 2004 Hall of Famer, first ballot. And number 1 on the all-time list of the greatest Milwaukee Brewers players of all time, Robin Yount, 285 career average, 251 home runs, 1,406 RBIs, 3,142 hits. He was a shortstop for a few years, many years, his first 12 years. He actually came up with the Brewers 18 years old. And then when he got surgery for rotator cuffs on his throwing arm for shortstop at the end of the 1984 season, he had to move to the outfield. He's one of the few players to win an MVP in 2 positions, shortstop in 1982 and outfielder in 1989, which 1989, that was a surprise. He got the most valuable player in the American League. I think that year they should have gave it to Ruben Sierra of the Texas Rangers, but that's my opinion. Robin Yount is a first ballot Hall of Famer, 1999, 19, is retired by the Brewers. And that's about it, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, on this blog. Later on today, there'll be blogs about why there was not a Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair WrestleMania 8 main event. Tell you why that should have happened, but there's other things that courses of action I'll tell you about, and my opinions on that. And the third and final video blog of the night will be the personality profile, which will be about Brewers play-by-play announcer on FSN Wisconsin, and also Turner Sports announcer Brian Anderson. And don't forget, Facebook friends and YouTube followers, coming soon to these video blogs. Top 10 greatest Brewers pitchers of all time tomorrow. The top 10 will take a rest on Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday is going to be the top 10 Minnesota Twins players and pitchers of all time. And also next week, the personality profiles will be about 4 special game show hosts: Chuck Worley, Alex Trebek, Wink Martindale, and somebody else, Bob Eubanks. And coming soon, the Royal Rumble reviews for the first 13 of them from 1988 to 2000. Everybody's excited about these Royal Rumble reviews. And don't forget, Julie Broughton and Heidi Pratt will be getting their own video blog soon. The 2 cutest blondes in the world with nice legs and great smiles. See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye.